As if NBA trade season could not get any crazier, the Sixers could potentially make a blockbuster move by the February 6th deadline. Keith Pompey had a bombshell series of tweets reporting about the availability of Paul George around the league, saying that the Atlanta Hawks and the Golden State Warriors are interested on trading for Paul George. Now is not the time for the Sixers to trade Paul George, who has drawn a... Okay. I disagree with that first part. That is absolutely ridiculous. The Sixers need to move on from Paul George. I don't think anyone would agree with this. Fans are fed up with the way the Sixers are playing. It has been a disaster of a season. You cannot possibly go back to this and think that you are going to be winning with two of the most injury-prone players in the league. I know we're all hyping up the Paul George move over the summer, and in the words of the great Stephen A. Smith, the Sixers fans were hoodwinked, bamboozled, and run amok. There is no way Paul George and Joel Embiid will win a championship together. We were too optimistic over the summer about their durability against the NBA schedule and the rest of these stacked teams around the league. It's not going to work. The way they are strapped with their contracts, it doesn't matter how much Tyrese Maxey or Jared McCain ball out. It does not matter. The Sixers won't be able to build a good enough roster to get a high enough seed because Paul George and Joel Embiid getting injured is inevitable. They've been injured the entire year, and when they were on the court, they were okay. They were decent. They were a decent team. Had that great win against the Celtics on Christmas, but that was pretty much it. Other than that, it's been blah. Just outright mediocrity from the Sixers when those three were on the court together, and it's not going to work. Daryl Morey needs to move on. He got to let go of his ego for once and give Paul George away. The Warriors and the Hawks, do they have good enough offers to get PG though? And my answer to that is yes. They can hand out anything, and I would pull the trade lever on Paul George. I don't want him on my team anymore. That's the thing that you have to understand. The Sixers, they aren't going anywhere. You might as well go in some direction, and that is building towards the future with Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain at the helm. It's got to be that way. I don't see any other future where the Sixers can win with Joel Embiid and Paul George at this point. Their contracts are too debilitating. They are not healthy enough to get on the floor consistently, and I don't even think they can match up with these other teams in the league, especially like the Thunder, the Celtics, the Cavs. No way, not in the playoffs. Those teams would beat the Sixers up. But yeah, let's see if the Warriors and the Hawks try and go further on this PG trade. I did set up some trade scenarios that I think the Sixers could go after. Now, they are strapped financially, and so it's kind of difficult to make some of these trades. They're really narrow. There's not a whole lot of flexibility with the way these teams' salary caps are set up. But I did do my best to make an offer that was good for both teams for, what they're trying to accomplish. So in the Warriors scenario, the Sixers are dishing out Paul George, Eric Gordon, and Ricky Council in exchange for Andrew Wiggins, Gary Payne II, Kyle Anderson, and Jonathan Kuminga with a second-round pick as well. I was thinking about doing this trade, and it was pretty much impossible to make it work with the money unless you gave Andrew Wiggins to the Sixers. And so I thought that since the Warriors are absorbing a big contract with Paul George, you got to sweeten the deal a little bit more, just thinking as realistically as possible. So adding Ricky Council makes sense to me. You have Justin Edwards already, and he's redundant with Ricky. Ricky has a lot of upside, but Justin Edwards is clearly a better player, just more fundamentals and more shot-making ability. Eric Gordon, he's been playing well recently. You could sell him high, and adding him along to this trade too, I think convinces the Warriors even more. They could use some more shooting to put in Steve Kerr's offensive system. A little redundant with Buddy Hield, but Buddy, with the way his career's gone out, he's probably going to get traded anyway. The Warriors are just going to look to make a lot of moves, and if the Sixers want to get their attention, they got to sweeten the deal a little bit. But that's just me. Let me know what you think about this deal down below. But on the Sixers side of things, Andrew Wiggins is a decent wing player, has not been the same guy he was during the 2022 playoffs, but can still give you, around 17 points per game, play decent defense too, and just play hard out there, play great perimeter defense. Gary Payton II has been known to be a solid defender. He's on an expiring deal too, so you don't have to bring him back. That helps the salary cap even more. Jonathan Kuminga, he really headlines this trade for the Sixers because he's young, athletic, a decent finisher, averaging around 15 points per game, 5 rebounds. Not the best floor spacer in the world, but when you got Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain, it's a good idea to surround them with these athletic wings, and Kuminga can help grow alongside those two. Kyle Anderson's a decent role player as well, a solid passer, just a good glue guy. You know what I mean? Just kind of blends into the game at times, and his impact isn't really seen much in the box score, but he's another guy you could just deal in the offseason or something. Doesn't have to stay long-term, is on a team-friendly contract. So, yeah, this is my trade scenario. If the Warriors were going to negotiate with the Sixers, this is how I think it would go down. If the Hawks were to swing for Paul George, this is how I imagine it would go down, by dealing out Paul George and Ricky Council. I'm not a Ricky Council hater, by the way. I just think that since the PG contract is so atrocious, they would have to add on some extra value, and Ricky is redundant with Justin Edwards, so it makes sense to let him go. In return, though, the Sixers will be getting DeAndre Hunter, Bogdanovich, Larry Nance, and a second rounder. There's no way the Hawks would ever even think about tacking on Dyson Daniels or Jalen Johnson. If they were available and the Sixers were able to get them in a trade, 100% yes, this would be a much better deal than the Warriors offer if you're getting either of those two, because they're both just young studs. Jalen Johnson, just a well-rounded beast. Dyson Daniels, among the best perimeter defenders in the league. DeAndre Hunter, though, Bogdanovich and Larry Nance, they're decent role players too. Hunter is a solid 3-and-D player, is from Philly. Bogdanovich is a great shooter. Larry Nance is an everyman. And you're getting a second rounder as well. I would prefer the Warriors deal over this, though, since you're getting Kuminga. He has more upside than any of the guys you're getting in this trade. DeAndre Hunter is 27 years old. So this is sort of a win-now move for the Sixers. They do got an expiring contract with Nance, so that's good too. And you're getting rid of Paul George, getting a lot more salary with this move. So I like this move. If either of them are available, I would take the Warriors move, but I'm fine with any of these packages as long as Paul George gets off my basketball team. But that's pretty much all I got for these two trade scenarios. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Are these trade scenarios completely delusional, or do they make sense? Let me know. Let me know what you would change as well. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. Thank you for 300 subscribers. But that's all I got. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'll be streaming the game too. The next game, I think it's against the Mavericks, will be up live for that. So be sure to tune into that. Hang out with me. But that's all I got. Peace.